I remember the feeling in Barcelona in 2014, a mix of disbelief and growing unease, as a season that promised so much ended with an empty trophy cabinet. The club that had redefined modern football found itself in an unfamiliar position, eliminated from the Champions League and the Copa del Rey, ending the domestic league in second place. This dramatic competitive setback signaled more than just a dip in form. It crystallized a critical need for fundamental strategic changes within the club's entire structure and the very composition of its squad. Just a season before, in 2012 to 2013, the story had been starkly different, a triumphant display of dominance. Barcelona had stormed to the La Liga title, achieving a record-breaking 100 points. A testament to their domestic supremacy and the sheer brilliance of their attacking play. Lionel Messi, as so often was the case, stood as the undeniable primary offensive contributor, an otherworldly talent who netted an astonishing 60 goals across all competitions during that phenomenal league-winning campaign. However, even amidst that glory, a fragile dependency was forming. The reliance on Messi was glaringly evident when comparing his output to the team's second-highest scorer, David Villa, who managed only 16 goals. This significant disparity in offensive output underscored a deeper issue. Without Messi performing at his absolute peak, the team often struggled for consistent goals. The tactical innovation of the false nine, so brilliantly exploited by Messi, was starting to be scrutinized and re-evaluated, as opponents found new ways to counter it, hinting that even genius could benefit from complementary strengths. Despite the domestic league victory, the Champions League revealed the stark vulnerability of this reliance. Barcelona suffered a devastating defeat, losing 7-0 on aggregate to the relentless Bayern Munich, a humbling experience that laid bare their shortcomings on the biggest European stage. A further loss in the Copa del Rey compounded the disappointment, illuminating the competitive challenges that even the greatest players could not overcome alone. It became clear to the club's leadership that relying predominantly on a single player, no matter how extraordinary Lionel Messi was, for consistent victories was simply unsustainable. This stark recognition prompted a firm decision. Significant changes were required to evolve the team's tactical approach and redefine its player dynamics for the challenges ahead. Far away from the grand status of European club football, a young winger from Brazil was already captivating the international football world with his dazzling performances. Neymar Jr., at just 22 years old, had accumulated substantial experience, having played 230 matches and directly contributing to 203 goals and assists for Santos FC. He was widely regarded as the next prominent Brazilian football star, possessing a blend of flair, speed, and clinical finishing that made him an incredibly attractive prospect for any top European club. On June 3, 2014, Barcelona officially secured Neymar's transfer in a monumental move valued at €57 million. This significant investment reflected his status as a highly sought-after talent and the club's determination to secure a key component for their future offensive ambitions. However, the season he arrived, 2013 to 2014, was destined to become a difficult transitional phase, marked by several significant player movements and the undeniable reality of an aging core. Even before the season fully unfolded, crucial changes were afoot. David Villa, who had provided at least some offensive support as the second top scorer, departed Barcelona to join rival club Atletico Madrid. His exit immediately increased the pressure on Neymar's transfer to be successful and impactful, as the new Brazilian would need to quickly deliver goals and assists. Thiago Alcantara, a key midfield talent, also transferred from Barcelona to Bayern Munich, further impacting the squad's depth and creative options. Meanwhile, influential and experienced players who had defined an era, such as Carles Puyol and Xavi Hernandez, were nearing the end of their illustrious careers. Puyol's departure, in particular, marked a symbolic end of an era for Barcelona, necessitating a new generation of leadership to emerge. The club faced a challenging period, tasked with integrating new talent while navigating the natural progression of its established legends. The financial implications of high-profile transfers like Neymar's were substantial, impacting Barcelona's overall budget and future transfer activities, placing further scrutiny on their immediate performance. The 2013 to 2014 Champions League campaign offered a glimmer of hope, with Barcelona reaching the quarterfinals where they faced Atletico Madrid, the very team strengthening through their former players. The first leg of that quarter-final resulted in a tense 1-1 draw, with Neymar scoring a crucial goal that kept Barcelona in contention. However, the dream ended abruptly. Barcelona subsequently lost the second leg 1-0 to Atletico Madrid, leading to their elimination from the competition at the quarter-final stage. The frustration deepened in the Copa del Rey, where Barcelona reached the final, contesting a fierce El Clásico match against Real Madrid. Ultimately, Real Madrid secured a 2-1 victory, preventing Barcelona from lifting the domestic cup and adding to the growing sense of disappointment. The La Liga title race itself was a nail-biting affair, extending all the way to the final game, where Barcelona faced Atletico Madrid once more. Atletico and Barcelona were separated by only 3 points at the top of the league table, setting up a winner-take-all clash for the championship. In the end, Atletico Madrid achieved a 1-1 draw against Barcelona in that decisive final game, a result that was just enough for them to claim the La Liga title, a remarkable achievement that challenged Barcelona's established dominance in Spanish football. Consequently, Lionel Messi and Neymar concluded the 2013-2014 season without securing any of the 3 major trophies, La Liga, Copa del Rey, or the Champions League. It was a stark reminder of the cyclical nature of dominance in football, forcing Barcelona to confront the immediate need to rejuvenate its squad and tactical approach. Neymar, in his inaugural season in Spain, finished with a record of 15 goals from 41 appearances across all competitions, a respectable but perhaps not immediately transformative contribution. Lionel Messi's goal output, too, saw a dip from the previous year, with him scoring 41 goals in the 2013-2014 season. Both Messi and Neymar also experienced injuries during the second half of that season, which undoubtedly impacted their rhythm and overall performance, further hindering the team. The overall 2013-2014 season was considered a deeply frustrating period for Barcelona, indicating a perceived deficiency or a missing element in the team's composition or strategy. The competitive landscape of Spanish football had intensified dramatically, with both Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid providing robust opposition that exposed Barcelona's vulnerabilities. Barcelona's traditional tiki-taka style of play, while immensely successful for years, showed signs of needing adaptation, especially against the more direct and physically robust opponents like Bayern Munich and Atletico. Neymar's adaptation to European football and the demanding Spanish league was clearly a critical factor for Barcelona's future success, and the club hierarchy was under immense pressure to deliver results after a trophyless season, leading to inevitable managerial changes and new transfer strategies. If you enjoy stepping back into these football stories with me, feel free to like the video and subscribe for more documentaries like this. This moment demanded introspection, innovation, and courage. The stage was set for a daring evolution, one that would attempt to build a new attacking trident, but the path was fraught with uncertainty. The previous 2012-2013 season had offered a stark contrast to this emerging crisis. Under the guidance of Tito Vilanova, Barcelona had clinched La Liga with a staggering 100 points, equaling Real Madrid's record from the previous year. This domestic triumph, however, masked deeper vulnerabilities. Lionel Messi was the undisputed king of their offense, his 60 goals across all competitions, an almost unbelievable individual feat. Yet, the chasm between his output and that of the second highest scorer, David Villa, with a mere 16 goals, painted a clear picture of an unhealthy over-reliance. It was a testament to Messi's genius, but also a glaring vulnerability for the team. This tactical dependency reached a painful crescendo in the Champions League that very season. Despite their domestic dominance, Barcelona suffered a humiliating 7-0 aggregate defeat to Bayern Munich in the semi-finals, a result that sent shockwaves through the club and football world. It was a brutal awakening, revealing the limits of even the most brilliant individual performance when the collective structure faltered against a physically robust and tactically evolved opponent. Coupled with a Copa del Rey exit, this period underscored that even success in one competition couldn't mask the competitive challenges elsewhere. The club's leadership, from the boardroom to the technical staff, recognized the unsustainability of leaning so heavily on Messi alone. The brilliance was undeniable, but a single point of failure was too great a risk. This recognition triggered a decision. Significant changes were needed, not just to refresh the squad, but to fundamentally evolve the team's tactical approach and player dynamics. They needed to broaden their offensive firepower to create multiple threats, making them less predictable and more resilient. It was against this backdrop that the gaze of European football turned towards Brazil. Neymar Jr., a prodigious young winger from Santos, was already a global sensation. At just 22 years old, he had amassed an astonishing record of 2,000 matches for Santos FC, directly contributing to 23 goals and assists, a testament to his explosive talent and consistency. Widely hailed as the next prominent Brazilian football star, his flair, dribbling prowess, and goal-scoring ability made him an irresistibly attractive prospect for Barcelona. The transfer of Neymar to Barcelona was made official on June 3, 2014, in a move valued at $57 million. This was a significant investment, underscoring the club's belief in him as a cornerstone for their future. It was a declaration of intent, a strategic, high-profile signing designed to integrate seamlessly with the club's traditional focus on youth academy products. The 2013-2014 season at Barcelona, however, would prove to be a turbulent transitional phase, characterized by several key player movements and the gradual aging of an iconic core. David Villa, the second top scorer from the 2012-2013 season, had already departed for rival club Atletico Madrid, further intensifying the pressure on Neymar to deliver immediately. His move left a void that Neymar was implicitly expected to fill, and then some. Thiago Alcantara, another key midfielder from La Masia, also left for Bayern Munich, further impacting the squad's depth and midfield options. More poignantly, club legends like Carles Puyol and Xavi Hernandez were nearing the twilight of their illustrious careers, their waning influence on the pitch, signaling the imminent end of an era and creating a vacuum in leadership and on-field presence that would soon need filling. The season's competitive narrative was one of near misses and ultimate frustration. In the Champions League, Barcelona reached the quarter-finals, where they faced Diego Simeone's resilient Atletico Madrid. The first leg at Camp Nou ended in a tense 1-1 draw, with Neymar scoring a crucial equalizer, offering a glimpse of the impact he could have. However, the second leg saw Atletico secure a narrow 1-0 victory at home, eliminating Barcelona from the competition. The Copa del Rey offered another shot at silverware, with Barcelona reaching the final against arch-rivals Real Madrid in a highly anticipated El Clasico. Despite a spirited performance, Real Madrid clinched a 2-1 victory, further denying Barcelona a major trophy. The most agonizing setback came in La Liga. The title race extended to the very final game of the season, a winner-takes-all clash against Atletico Madrid at Camp Nou. Atletico arrived 3 points ahead, meaning a draw would be enough for them to claim the title. In a gripping encounter, Atletico held Barcelona to a 1-1 draw, celebrating a historic La Liga triumph on Barcelona's home turf. Consequently, both Lionel Messi and the newly arrived Neymar concluded the 2013-2014 season without securing any of the three major trophies: La Liga, Copa del Rey, or the Champions League. It was a bitter pill to swallow for a club accustomed to perpetual success. Neymar, in his inaugural season in Spain, managed a respectable 15 goals from 41 appearances across all competitions, a solid, if not spectacular, return for a player adapting to a new league and system. Messi, meanwhile, saw his incredible goal output drop from 60 to 41 goals, still remarkable by any standard, but indicative of a slightly less dominant season by his own stratospheric benchmarks. Both players also experienced injuries during the second half of the season, which undoubtedly impacted their rhythm and contributions. The overall 2013-2014 season was widely considered a frustrating period for Barcelona. It highlighted a perceived deficiency, a missing element in the team's composition or strategic approach that needed addressing. The departures of key veterans like Puyol marked the true end of an era, necessitating a new generation of leadership and a fresh tactical identity. Atletico Madrid's success that season challenged Barcelona's established dominance in Spanish football, underscoring an intensifying competitive landscape where Real Madrid and a resurgent Atletico provided formidable opposition. Barcelona's traditional tiki-taka style, while immensely successful, showed signs of needing adaptation, especially against more direct and physically robust opponents like Bayern Munich and Atletico Madrid. The reliance on the false nine, tactical innovation with Messi, while effective, was being re-evaluated for optimal team performance. Neymar's adaptation to European football and the Spanish league was thus a critical factor for Barcelona's future success. His development, alongside Messi's continued brilliance, would be paramount. The financial implications of high-profile transfers like Neymar's were substantial, impacting Barcelona's overall budget and future transfer activities, demanding success to justify the investment. This period underscored the cyclical nature of dominance in football, with Barcelona facing an undeniable need to rejuvenate its squad and evolve its tactical approach to reclaim its place at the pinnacle of the sport. The stage was set not just for a new attacking trident, but for the very soul of Barcelona's footballing philosophy to be reborn. The summer of 2014 brought a new dawn to Camp Nou as on July 1st, Luis Enrique was officially appointed the new manager of Barcelona. This appointment signaled a clear strategic shift, a fresh direction for a club that had seen its recent dominance wane slightly. Enrique wasted no time in initiating significant changes within the squad, reshaping the team both through astute acquisitions and carefully considered departures. He immediately bolstered the goalkeeping department, bringing in two top-tier talents in Claudio Bravo and Marc-Andre ter Stegen, indicating a clear renewal in a crucial position. To facilitate these changes and generate funds, key figures like Cesc Fabregas and Alexis Sanchez were sold to Premier League clubs. The midfield was then reinforced with the arrival of Ivan Rakitic, adding a new dimension and dynamism to Barcelona's engine room. Finally, the truly crucial piece of the puzzle, Luis Suarez, was acquired, completing the formation of what would become the renowned attacking trio. Luis Suarez arrived in Catalonia widely considered one of the best strikers globally, a player whose talent commanded respect and fear in equal measure. He had just completed a historic season with Liverpool, during which he nearly steered them to a Premier League title, finishing as the league's undisputed top scorer. His prolific scoring ability had seen him break multiple goal-scoring records in the Premier League, solidifying his reputation as a devastating finisher. Over 4 seasons with Liverpool, Suarez had amassed 82 goals in 133 appearances, a testament to his consistent high-level performance. Barcelona acquired Suarez for a fee of £75 million, a sum that, even then, was considered something of a bargain given his immense quality and market value. The reduced transfer fee was directly attributable to a significant hurdle. Suarez was serving a 4-month ban from professional football at the time of his signing. This ban stemmed from a now infamous incident during the 2014 FIFA World Cup, where he bit Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini during a match between Uruguay and Italy. The ban stipulated that Suarez would not be permitted to participate in official matches until October 26, 2014, meaning he would miss the initial months of the season. Despite the match ban, a crucial allowance was made. Suarez was permitted to train with his new Barcelona teammates, a decision that proved invaluable. This allowed for early integration and the crucial fostering of team chemistry, as Suarez promptly began to build connections with his new teammates during training sessions, laying the groundwork for future understanding prior to his official debut. As the new season commenced, Luis Enrique stood at the helm, overseeing a squad revitalized with fresh talent and renewed ambition. Neymar had already completed a year of experience in Spain, having adapted to the nuances of the league and the intricate team dynamics. Lionel Messi, meanwhile, maintained his unparalleled status as a world-class player, continuing to be the undisputed central figure in Barcelona's offensive strategy. Lurking in the wings, Luis Suarez was eagerly anticipating his debut, his hunger to contribute to the team's competitive efforts palpable. Barcelona initiated the season on August 24th with a commanding 3-0 victory against Elche, a match notably featuring a brace scored by Lionel Messi. The team consistently built on this early momentum, exhibiting strong performances throughout the initial phase of the season. On September 27th, they achieved a dominant 6-0 victory against Granada, highlighted by Neymar scoring his first hat-trick of the season. In that same Granada match, Lionel Messi also scored a brace, and Ivan Rakitic, one of the new signings, contributed a goal, showcasing the depth of talent. The opening segment of the season truly demonstrated Barcelona's electric offensive capabilities, with Neymar and Messi both in exceptional, free-scoring form. Throughout this period, there was a constant, underlying anticipation for Luis Suarez to finally join the attacking lineup upon the conclusion of his ban. The moment arrived on October 25th, when Barcelona participated in their first El Clasico match of the season, marking Luis Suarez's official and highly anticipated debut. However, the El Clasico match did not yield the desired outcome for Barcelona, resulting in a defeat despite the excitement surrounding Suarez's introduction. Neymar did score an early goal, giving Barcelona an initial lead and hinting at their attacking potential. But Real Madrid responded emphatically, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Pepe and Karim Benzema each scoring goals, securing a 3-1 victory and handing Barcelona their first league defeat. 6 days following the El Clasico loss, Barcelona experienced a further setback, losing against Celta Vigo, a result that surprised many. These consecutive defeats positioned Barcelona 4th in the league table, indicating a challenging and somewhat uncertain period in their early season performance. Despite this initial rough patch, the team was very much in a developmental phase, with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar still adapting to playing together as a unit. Luis Suarez himself identified a tactical shift as a pivotal turning point for the team's ultimate success during the season. Initially, Lionel Messi was deployed in the false nines role, a position he had famously mastered under Pep Guardiola, with Suarez and Neymar operating on the wings. However, the crucial tactical adjustment involved Messi moving to the right wing, Neymar to the left wing, and Suarez embracing his natural role as the central striker. This new formation solidified the MSN attacking trident, optimizing their individual strengths and allowing for an unprecedented collective synergy. Following the turn of the year, this newly aligned Barcelona side embarked on an impressive 11-game winning streak across all competitions, a run that signaled their growing cohesion and potency. This formidable streak eventually concluded on February 21st with a narrow defeat to Malaga. However, Barcelona quickly recovered from that setback, subsequently playing Manchester City in the first knockout round of the Champions League. They decisively defeated Manchester City 3-1 on aggregate, securing their progression to the quarter-finals of Europe's elite competition. 4 days later, on March 22nd, Barcelona competed in the second El Clasico of the season, and this time, they achieved a crucial 2-1 victory against their fierce rivals. This El Clasico win propelled Barcelona to a significant 4-point lead at the top of the league table, shifting the momentum firmly in their favor. By April 11th, Barcelona's league lead had narrowed slightly to 2 points following a draw against Sevilla, keeping the title race tight. At this critical juncture of the season, Barcelona remained highly competitive in all three major competitions, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, and the Champions League, presenting a very real opportunity for a historic treble. Optimism surged throughout Catalonia regarding the team's prospects for winning multiple trophies, a hope further reinforced by a dominant 5-1 aggregate victory in the Champions League against Paris Saint-Germain in the quarterfinals. In those pivotal matches against PSG, Suarez scored an impressive brace, and Neymar contributed 3 goals, powerfully highlighting the devastating attacking prowess of the now fully fledged trio. Barcelona's performance continued to improve dramatically, exemplified by a thumping 6-0 victory against Córdoba at the end of April, showcasing their ruthless efficiency. In that match against Córdoba, both Messi and Suarez scored a brace, and Neymar added 1 goal to the scoreline, a familiar pattern emerging. In the subsequent match, Barcelona achieved an even more emphatic 8-0 victory, a truly remarkable scoreline, with Suarez scoring a hat-trick, Messi a brace, and Neymar 1 goal. This consistent, high-scoring output and the sheer dominance displayed by the front three led them to be widely recognized as the greatest attacking trio in Europe, perhaps even in the history of the game. On May 6th, Barcelona faced Bayern Munich in a Champions League semi-final match that would become historically significant, a true test of their credentials. In that electrifying match against Bayern Munich, Neymar scored 1 goal and Messi scored 2, with Messi's second goal being particularly memorable and iconic. Messi's second goal involved him masterfully dribbling past Jeremy Boateng, leaving the defender on the turf, and then delicately chipping the goalkeeper, a moment of individual brilliance that gained widespread acclaim and solidified his legend. Barcelona lost the second leg to Bayern Munich 3-2, but their commanding aggregate score was more than sufficient to secure their coveted place in the Champions League final. Several weeks later, Barcelona secured the first of 3 potential trophies that season by defeating Atletico Madrid 1-0, clinching the prestigious La Liga title. 2 weeks after winning La Liga, Barcelona played in the Copa del Rey final against Athletic Bilbao, hungry for more silverware. Barcelona won the Copa del Rey final 3-1, with Messi scoring yet another notable goal by dribbling from midfield, weaving through defenders with mesmerizing skill. With only 1 game remaining in the season, the Barcelona team stood on the cusp of achieving historical recognition by completing the fabled treble, a feat only accomplished by a select few clubs. Barcelona successfully achieved their monumental objective by defeating Juventus 3-1 in the Champions League final, a match of immense pressure and consequence. Goals from Ivan Rakitic, Luis Suarez, and Neymar secured the 3rd trophy of the season, completing the historic treble, a truly unforgettable campaign. This triumph meant Barcelona became the first team in European football history to win 2 trebles, underscoring their remarkable and unprecedented achievement. A very significant portion of the credit for this unparalleled success was deservedly attributed to the extraordinary performance of the attacking trio of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. Luis Suarez concluded the season with 25 goals from 43 appearances across all competitions, a highly respectable return given his delayed start. Neymar scored 39 goals in 51 games, contributing significantly to the team's offensive output and showing his continued growth. Lionel Messi was, unsurprisingly, the leading scorer with 58 goals from 57 games during the season, cementing his individual brilliance. In total, the attacking trio of Messi, Suarez and Neymar combined for an astonishing 122 goals in the 2014-2015 season. This combined goal tally broke the existing scoring record for an attacking trio in European football, a testament to their collective power. The recruitment strategy under Luis Enrique focused cleverly on complementing Messi's brilliance rather than solely relying on him to carry the entire offensive burden. The transition from a false 9 to a more traditional number 9 with Suarez allowed Messi to operate from wider, deeper positions, giving him more space and new avenues to impact the game. This tactical flexibility was absolutely key to unlocking the full potential of all three forwards, allowing them to interchange and combine in unpredictable ways. The initial struggles, including the painful El Clasico defeat and the subsequent loss to Celta Vigo, provided crucial learning experiences for the new team dynamics, forcing adjustments and strengthening their resolve. The development of chemistry among Messi, Suarez, and Neymar was indeed a gradual process, but one that ultimately paid immense dividends, transforming individual talent into an unstoppable force. Barcelona's financial strength allowed them to make significant investments in players like Suarez, even with the complication of his existing ban, showing their commitment to building a winning team. The concept of total footballs under Cruyff and Guardiola evolved under Enrique into a more direct yet still possession-based style, showcasing a pragmatic yet devastating approach. The treble win solidified Luis Enrique's position as a legendary manager and marked one of Barcelona's most successful periods in its storied history. The intensity of the El Clasico matches, particularly the crucial victory that propelled Barcelona to the top of the table, fueled their domestic campaign with an unmatched drive. The Champions League campaign showcased Barcelona's remarkable ability to perform under extreme pressure against elite European clubs like Manchester City and Bayern Munich, proving their continental pedigree. Messi's iconic goal against Bayern Munich, where he sent Boateng tumbling, became an enduring symbol of his individual brilliance and the team's magic during this truly golden period. 1 year after their initial record-setting season, the revered MSN trio shattered their own scoring records, embarking on the second of three truly historic campaigns together. The 2015-2016 season began with the Barcelona squad largely intact, a testament to its cohesion and the careful planning behind it, with minimal, impactful changes. The only notable departure from the squad for that season was the legendary Xavi Hernandez, who chose to retire from professional football, leaving a void of experience and artistry in the midfield. Barcelona commenced the season with an undeniable force, delivering strong performances across all competitions, a seamless continuation of their previous season's dominant finish. However, at the close of September, a significant challenge emerged as Lionel Messi sustained a knee injury, sidelining him from play for a period of 6 crucial weeks. In stark contrast to 2013, when Messi's absence would have severely crippled Barcelona's offensive output, the burgeoning partnership of Neymar and Luis Suarez was now more than capable of maintaining their formidable attacking prowess. On the 21st of November, Barcelona contested their first El Clasico of the season, comprehensively dismantling Real Madrid with a resounding 4-0 victory. This emphatic win included a brilliant brace from Luis Suarez, alongside pivotal goals from Neymar and the ever-graceful Andres Iniesta, showcasing the depth of their attacking talent even without a fully fit Messi. As the 2015-2016 season progressed, Luis Suarez's goal-scoring contributions continued their remarkable ascent, a trajectory that would define his individual season. This season saw Luis Suarez truly establish himself as a premier striker in global football, his clinical finishing and relentless work rate becoming central to Barcelona's play. At the turning of the new year, Lionel Messi was deservedly awarded the coveted Ballon d'Or for his extraordinary performance in 2015, marking his 5th career win of the prestigious individual award, an unprecedented achievement. Barcelona sustained a prolonged period of winning matches, meticulously building what became a historic unbeaten streak, an almost untouchable run of form. On the 3rd of March, Barcelona achieved a 5-1 victory over Rayo Vallecano, a result that etched their name into the history books by setting a new Spanish record for 35 consecutive games unbeaten. This new, incredible record surpassed the previous benchmark of 34 games unbeaten, a record that had been held by fierce rivals, Real Madrid, since 1989, adding another layer to the achievement. The MSN trio consistently delivered goals, their combined efforts propelling Barcelona's continued success in both domestic competitions and the demanding European arena. The team defeated Arsenal in the Champions League, progressing further in the competition with a confident swagger. At this point, the possibility of winning another treble began to loom large, a tangible ambition given their utterly dominant form. However, April proved to be a challenging month for Barcelona, as their previously unshakable performance began to falter almost imperceptibly at first. The month started with a crushing El Clasico defeat, an outcome that brutally brought an end to their record-setting 39-game unbeaten run, a streak many thought would never end. Barcelona was subsequently eliminated from the Champions League by a resilient Atletico Madrid, losing 3-2 on aggregate in a fiercely contested quarter-final, a stark reminder of the competition's unforgiving nature. Following their Champions League exit, Barcelona inexplicably entered a losing streak in La Liga, suffering 3 consecutive defeats within a breathless 3-week period. This sudden and dramatic decline in form cast a profound shadow over the team's entire season, suddenly challenging their perceived dominance. Yet, on the 20th of April, Barcelona, and particularly Luis Suarez, demonstrated remarkable resilience and an unyielding determination to overcome their damaging losing streak. Suarez scored 4 goals and provided 3 assists in an astonishing 8-0 victory, a singular performance that effectively ended the team's recent run of defeats and reignited their title hopes. Just 3 days later, Suarez continued his prolific form, scoring 4 more goals in a 6-0 victory over Sporting Gijón, cementing his status as the division's most lethal forward. Suarez's exceptional performance and breathtaking goal-scoring form persisted through the latter part of the season, carrying the team on his broad shoulders. On the 14th of May, Barcelona faced the final game of the season, a high-stakes encounter that required a win to secure the league title. Luis Suarez, once again the hero, delivered a match-winning hat-trick in that final game, leading Barcelona to victory and securing his second consecutive league title. 8 days later, Barcelona competed in the Copa del Rey final, defeating Sevilla 2-0 in extra time after a grueling battle. The Copa del Rey victory completed a domestic double for Barcelona in the 2015-2016 season, a strong response to the mid-season wobble. Statistically, the MSN trio achieved an even better performance than the previous season, combining for an incredible 130 goals and 77 assists across 128 games, showcasing their unparalleled synergy. Luis Suarez, without question, emerged as the standout performer of the season, scoring 59 goals and recording 26 assists in a truly legendary individual campaign. Suarez deservedly won the European Golden Boot for his astonishing goal-scoring achievements during the 2015-2016 season, marking him as the continent's best. He also made history by becoming the first player ever to finish as both the top scorer and top assist provider in La Liga, a feat that underscored his complete attacking mastery. Despite Barcelona's successful season, a subtle yet significant shift in power dynamics was clearly occurring in Spain with Real Madrid's resurgence. Under their new manager, the iconic Zinedine Zidane, Real Madrid won the Champions League in his very first season at the helm, a strong signal of intent and a clear challenge to Barcelona's previous dominance. The MSN trio was therefore expected to continue their exceptional performances to counter Real Madrid's renewed strength in the 2016-2017 season, setting the stage for an epic rivalry. Heading into the 2016-2017 season, the influential Dani Alves departed the club after 8 incredibly successful seasons, leaving a void at right back. In better news for Barcelona, Neymar signed a new 5-year contract, committing him to Barcelona until 2021 and seemingly securing the MSN trident for years to come. However, as the 2016-2017 season progressed, whispers began that Neymar was starting to re-evaluate his long-term future at Barcelona. Barcelona initiated the La Liga season with an impressive 6-2 victory against Real Betis, a dominant display featuring a hat-trick from Luis Suarez and a brace from Lionel Messi. The Champions League campaign also began strongly for Barcelona, highlighted by a resounding 7-0 victory against Celtic, a performance that captivated fans. In the Celtic match, Messi scored a hat-trick, and Neymar provided 4 assists, showcasing the continued fine form and deadly combination play of the MSN. On the 15th of December, Luis Suarez successfully negotiated and signed a contract extension, ensuring his stay at Barcelona until 2021 and reinforcing the attacking core. At this point, the continued presence of the MSN trio at Barcelona seemed confirmed, posing a significant and intimidating challenge to every other European team. The 2016 to 2017 season was not Barcelona's strongest overall, despite several periods of brilliant, world-class performance. A truly pivotal moment of the season, one that would be forever etched in football lore, was the Champions League round of 16 tie against French giants Paris Saint-Germain. Barcelona played the first leg away in Paris, suffering a comprehensive 4-0 defeat, a result that was widely considered sufficient to seal the tie for PSG and end Barcelona's European hopes. However, the second leg, played at a fervent Camp Nou, saw Barcelona stage one of the most remarkable comebacks in football history. Luis Suarez scored an early goal, making the score 1-0 in favor of Barcelona and igniting a flicker of hope. In the 40th minute, Barcelona extended their lead to 2-0 due to an own goal by Levin Kurzawa, turning the flicker into a flame. Hope for a comeback intensified dramatically in the second half, further amplified by a penalty awarded to Lionel Messi, which he coolly converted to make it 3-0. 10 minutes later, Edinson Cavani scored a crucial away goal for PSG, a hammer blow that meant Barcelona now needed to score 3 more goals to progress. This requirement of 3 additional goals against a resolute PSG was perceived by almost everyone as a seemingly impossible task, the odds stacked against them. Yet, in the 88th minute, Neymar scored a magnificent free kick, unbelievably reigniting Barcelona's hopes. In the 91st minute, Neymar scored a penalty, reducing the deficit further and sending Camp Nou into an absolute frenzy. With mere seconds remaining in stoppage time, Neymar delivered a pinpoint free kick into the box, which Sergi Roberto tapped into the net, completing the impossible. Barcelona had completed one of the most dramatic comebacks in football history, winning the tie 6-5 on aggregate, a moment of pure magic. Neymar, the undisputed hero of the night, commemorated this improbable victory with a tattoo, which powerfully read 1% chance, 99% faith. Following the stunning PSG comeback, Barcelona experienced a period of perceived invincibility and greatly heightened confidence, believing they could conquer any obstacle. However, subsequent events regrettably led to a downturn in the team's fortunes. Luis Enrique announced his decision to leave the club at the end of the season, indicating an impending period of managerial change and uncertainty. Barcelona was subsequently eliminated from the Champions League in the very next round by Juventus, marking the disappointing end of their European campaign and bringing them back to earth. At this point in the season, the La Liga title initiative was largely and decisively in Real Madrid's hands. Nevertheless, a historic 3-2 victory in El Clasico on the 23rd of April, clinched by a sensational last-minute Messi goal, gave Barcelona renewed hope of achieving a La Liga three-peat. On the 14th of May, with just 2 games remaining in the season, Barcelona defeated Las Palmas 4-1, with Neymar scoring a hat-trick to keep their hopes alive. This victory ensured the La Liga title race would extend to the absolute final game of the season, a nail-biting conclusion. Despite Barcelona winning their final league game, the title frustratingly remained with Real Madrid, who secured their own victory on the final day. Real Madrid clinched the La Liga title, signifying a definitive shift in Spanish domestic dominance, a changing of the guard. Real Madrid also secured their second consecutive Champions League title, further solidifying their ascendance and establishing their own dynasty. Luis Enrique's final match as manager took place on the 27th of May. Barcelona defeated Alaves 3-1 in the Copa del Rey final, securing the trophy for the 3rd consecutive year, a fitting send-off for the coach. The Copa del Rey was ultimately the sole trophy Barcelona won during the 2016 to 2017 season, marking a noticeable decline from their previous treble and double-winning campaigns. This marked the symbolic end of a golden era for Barcelona, an era characterized by the MSN trio's electrifying peak performance, a period that will be remembered for its sheer attacking brilliance. Statistically, MSN had another strong season, combining for a total of 111 goals across all competitions, a testament to their enduring quality. Lionel Messi contributed almost half of these goals himself, scoring an incredible 54 during the season, continuing his otherworldly individual output. Luis Suarez chipped in with 37 goals, maintaining his significant offensive impact and predatory instinct. Neymar scored 20 goals, adopting a more creative and playmaking role within the attacking trident this season, showcasing his evolving versatility. The evolution of MSN from individual stars to a truly cohesive, record-breaking unit represents an undoubted high point in modern football history, a benchmark for attacking trios. The strategic shift by Real Madrid under Zinedine Zidane powerfully challenged Barcelona's previous supremacy and pushed them to their absolute limits, creating an unforgettable rivalry. The Remontada against PSG stands as one of the most iconic moments in Champions League history, a breathtaking display that showcased Barcelona's mental fortitude and Neymar's individual brilliance under immense pressure. The physical demands of competing on multiple fronts, coupled with injuries to key players, undeniably played a role in Barcelona's fluctuating form during the 2016 to 2017 season. Finally, the departure of Xavi marked a symbolic end to the pure tiki-taka era, necessitating new midfield dynamics and a fresh approach to their unique style of play. At this juncture, a new belief began to take root in Neymar's mind, a quiet conviction that his continued presence at Barcelona would always, inevitably, place him in the towering shadow of Lionel Messi. It was a profound realization for a player of his caliber, acknowledging the unique challenge of sharing the stage with a generational talent. Despite having signed a 5-year contract that should have anchored him to the Catalan club for the foreseeable future, Neymar sought an exit from Barcelona during the 2016 to 2017 season. His motivation was clear and singularly ambitious: to pursue his own destiny, to become the world's best player, and to potentially claim the coveted Ballon d'Or for himself. On August 3, 2017, the football world witnessed an unprecedented event as Paris Saint-Germain, often known as PSG, executed a world record transfer fee to sign Neymar from Barcelona. The sheer scale of the financial commitment fundamentally altered the landscape of the football transfer market, signaling a dramatic shift in player power and club dynamics. This move was predicated on a singular, compelling idea: Neymar would finally assume the unequivocal role of the primary star player, the undisputed centerpiece of the entire project at PSG. Neymar's tenure at PSG, while certainly marked by periods of strong individual performances and moments of dazzling brilliance, did not entirely fulfill his grand aspiration of becoming the undisputed best player in the world. The weight of expectation and the desire for singular recognition proved to be a heavy burden even for a talent like his. Barcelona, now flush with an extraordinary influx of capital from Neymar's departure, promptly invested these funds into acquiring two high-profile attacking players, Philippe Coutinho and Ousmane Dembélé. Yet, both Coutinho and Dembélé were, for various reasons including injuries and adaptation struggles, largely unable to make a significant and lasting impact at Barcelona, a factor which greatly contributed to the club's subsequent decline. Luis Suarez, the third pillar of the formidable trio, continued his prolific career at Barcelona until 2020. However, in that year, Suarez was informed by the club that he was no longer a central part of Barcelona's future plans, a stark and rather unceremonious ending for a player who had given so much. He subsequently opted for a move to Atletico Madrid, a decision that would prove to be inspired. Lionel Messi, the very foundation of Barcelona, remained with the club for a further year until 2021. Then, in a development that few could have ever predicted, Messi signed with Paris Saint-Germain in 2021, leading to an astonishing and highly anticipated reunion with Neymar. The reunion of Messi and Neymar at PSG, however, unfortunately did not rekindle the same incandescent level of performance and magical chemistry they had demonstrated so effortlessly at Barcelona. It was a stark reminder that synergy is a delicate, often elusive quality, and not simply guaranteed by bringing great players together. Currently, Neymar is playing in the Saudi League, a significant transition that indicates a new phase in his career outside of top-tier European football. This move underscores the natural progression and eventual decline faced by even the most elite athletes. Concurrently, Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez have also been remarkably reunited in Major League Soccer, playing for Inter Miami, a move that delighted fans across the Atlantic. The three players, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, are now universally considered to be past their absolute prime, gracefully transitioning into the latter, reflective stages of their illustrious careers. This shift highlights the inherent impermanence of even the most dominant eras in sports. In the wake of their departure, Barcelona has subsequently lost its dominant position in Spanish football, struggling to replicate the heights achieved during the MSN era. The weight of past glory became a heavy burden rather than an inspiration for subsequent teams. Despite the bittersweet nature of their disbandment, the 3 years of the MSN era are now almost universally recognized as one of Barcelona's most successful and captivating periods in the club's storied history. It set an impossibly high benchmark for offensive football. During their time together, the MSN trio combined for an extraordinary, almost unbelievable total of 371 goals across all competitions. This staggering statistical achievement underscores their unparalleled offensive prowess and their unique ability to consistently break down even the most resilient defenses. Beyond the raw numbers, the trio also secured numerous trophies during their incandescent period at Barcelona, contributing to a significant and indelible legacy that continues to resonate today. Their collective success became a golden standard. Neymar's decision to leave Barcelona was undoubtedly a pivotal moment in modern football, not just for the club but for the sport as a whole, signaling a dramatic shift in player power and the complex dynamics between athletes and their employers. His ambition reshaped expectations. The transfer fee paid for Neymar shattered all previous records, fundamentally altering the entire football transfer market by inflating valuations and resetting benchmarks for player acquisitions. It ignited an arms race for talent. Barcelona's subsequent inability to effectively reinvest the Neymar transfer funds, coupled with other financial missteps, profoundly contributed to their subsequent decline from European football's summit. The missteps were costly, both on and off the pitch. The concept of living in a shadow vividly highlights the unique and often profound psychological challenge of playing alongside generational talents like Lionel Messi. It is a testament to the individual ambition required to carve out one's own space at the very pinnacle of the game. The subsequent careers of Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, with their various moves and transitions, eloquently illustrate the natural progression and eventual decline of even the most elite athletes. It is a journey that every sportsman and woman eventually undertakes, albeit with varying degrees of grace. The move to Major League Soccer for Messi and Suarez reflects a growing and significant trend of aging European football stars concluding their illustrious careers in emerging leagues, often seeking new challenges and perhaps a slightly less intense spotlight. It is a mutually beneficial arrangement. The reunion of Messi and Neymar at PSG was a highly anticipated event that ultimately underperformed expectations, demonstrating emphatically that synergy is not simply guaranteed by assembling individual brilliance. It truly is a delicate balance. Atletico Madrid's acquisition of Suarez proved to be an incredibly successful and shrewd move, with him playing a crucial role in their La Liga title win, a testament to his enduring quality and a painful irony for Barcelona. He proved them wrong. The golden era associated with MSN profoundly impacted Barcelona's identity and global brand, setting an incredibly high benchmark for all future teams and influencing how the club is perceived worldwide. It became a measure of greatness. The statistical achievements of 371 goals underscore the unparalleled offensive prowess and relentless efficiency of the trio. It is a numerical representation of their collective genius, rarely matched in the history of the sport. This period also showcased the intense financial pressures and intricate strategic decisions clubs face in retaining and, perhaps even more challenging, replacing superstar talent. The stakes are incredibly high, and the margins for error are very slim. The Saudi League's emergence as a legitimate and appealing destination for high-profile players marks yet another significant shift in the global football landscape, indicating a broadening of influence and financial power beyond traditional European strongholds. It is a new frontier for the game. The Saudi League's emergence as a legitimate and appealing destination for high-profile players marks yet another significant shift in the global football landscape, indicating a broadening of influence and financial power beyond traditional European strongholds. It is a new frontier for the game. At the heart of Neymar's monumental decision to leave Barcelona was the growing conviction that his prodigious talent, while undeniably shining brightly, would always exist in the colossal shadow cast by Lionel Messi. Despite being a generational talent in his own right, the sheer magnetism and unparalleled achievements of Messi meant Neymar consistently played a supporting, albeit crucial, role. This realization began to fester even after he had signed a lucrative 5-year contract extension with the Catalan Giants. By the 2016-2017 season, the whispers of discontent morphed into a firm resolve, Neymar sought an exit, driven by the profound ambition to step out of that shadow, to become the undisputed best player in the world, and to claim the coveted Ballon d'Or as his own. On August 3, 2017, this ambition culminated in one of the most seismic events in modern football history. Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, backed by Qatari Sports Investments, executed an unprecedented move, triggering Neymar's $222 million release clause. This transaction shattered all previous world record transfer fees, fundamentally altering the economics of the football transfer market forever. The transfer was predicated entirely on the idea that Neymar would assume the role of the primary, undeniable star player at PSG, the central figure around whom a Champions League winning dynasty would be built. Neymar's tenure at PSG, while certainly marked by strong individual performances, breathtaking skill, and a significant trophy haul within France, did not entirely fulfill his aspiration of becoming the undisputed best player in the world. Injuries often hampered his consistency, and while he was undoubtedly a global icon, the Ballon d'Or remained elusive. The narrative of his time in Paris became a complex tapestry of brilliance, frustration, and unfulfilled ultimate potential on the biggest European stage. The aftershocks of Neymar's departure reverberated profoundly through Barcelona. The club, now flush with an unprecedented influx of cash, was under immense pressure to reinvest wisely and quickly. Their subsequent strategy, however, would become a cautionary tale in football economics. Barcelona invested heavily, acquiring Philippe Coutinho from Liverpool for an initial fee reported to be $120 million, potentially rising to $160 million, and Ousmane Dembélé from Borussia Dortmund for a fee around $105 million, potentially rising to $147 million. Both players, individually talented, were largely unable to make a significant and lasting impact at Barcelona, struggling with injuries, form, and the immense pressure of replacing a player of Neymar's caliber. Their struggles contributed significantly to Barcelona's subsequent decline, highlighting the club's inability to effectively reinvest the Neymar transfer funds. This period underscored a harsh truth: simply possessing large sums of money does not guarantee successful player acquisitions or sustained success. Meanwhile, the remaining members of the fearsome MSN trio continued their careers. Luis Suarez, the relentless Uruguayan striker, remained with Barcelona, contributing goals and grit until 2020. However, in a move that shocked many, Suarez was informed that he was no longer a central part of Barcelona's plans by then-manager Ronald Koeman. This unceremonious exit led him to opt for a move to rivals Atletico Madrid. This decision proved to be an inspired one, as Suarez's immediate and significant contribution helped Atletico Madrid secure the La Liga title in the 2020-2021 season, a testament to his enduring quality and a bitter pill for Barcelona to swallow. Lionel Messi, the bedrock of Barcelona for so long, remained with the club until 2021. His departure was even more unthinkable than Neymar's, a wrenching moment for global football due to Barcelona's inability to register his new contract under La Liga's financial fair play rules. In a stunning turn of events, Messi signed with Paris Saint-Germain, leading to a highly anticipated reunion with Neymar. This moment, which promised to rekindle the magic of MSN, unfortunately did not see the same level of performance and chemistry they had demonstrated at Barcelona. The synergy that had once defined their partnership seemed to have faded, or perhaps the circumstances and expectations in Paris were simply too different. The reunion, a global spectacle, ultimately underperformed expectations, demonstrating that even the greatest individual talents do not guarantee collective success, and the specific dynamics of a team environment are incredibly fragile. Currently, the paths of the legendary trio have diverged significantly. Neymar, having left European top-tier football, is now playing in the Saudi League, indicating a phase in his career outside of the continent's major competitions. This move reflects a growing trend of high-profile players opting for lucrative contracts in emerging leagues as they transition into the latter stages of their careers. Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez, defying the common trajectory, have been dramatically reunited in Major League Soccer (MLS), playing for Inter Miami. Their arrival has injected unparalleled excitement and global attention into American football, transforming the league's profile overnight. All three players, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, are now widely considered to be past their absolute prime, gracefully transitioning into the latter stages of their illustrious careers. Their current ventures reflect the natural progression and eventual decline of even the most elite athletes, where blistering pace and tireless pressing give way to experience, vision, and moments of sublime skill. The ripple effect of Neymar's departure and the subsequent financial missteps meant Barcelona, a club once synonymous with footballing dominance, subsequently lost its iron grip on Spanish football. The club entered a period of rebuilding, struggling to maintain its customary position at the summit of both domestic and European competitions. This stark decline serves as a powerful reminder of how interconnected player retention, financial prudence, and strategic planning are to a club's long-term success. The 3 years of the MSN era, though brief, are now recognized as one of Barcelona's most successful and exhilarating periods in the club's storied history. During their electrifying time together, the MSN trio combined for an extraordinary total of 371 goals across all competitions, a testament to their unparalleled offensive prowess and telepathic understanding. Beyond the sheer volume of goals, the trio also secured numerous prestigious trophies during their period at Barcelona, including a historic treble in their first season together, contributing to a significant and indelible legacy that profoundly impacted Barcelona's identity and global brand, setting an almost impossibly high benchmark for future teams. Neymar's decision to leave Barcelona was, therefore, far more than just a player transfer. It was a pivotal moment in modern football, signaling a fundamental shift in player power and club dynamics. It highlighted the evolving landscape of global football, where financial might can challenge established hierarchies and player ambition can override even the most sacred club loyalties. The period of MSN encapsulated a golden era for Barcelona, a fleeting moment of offensive perfection and collective triumph that, in retrospect, underscores the unique challenge of playing alongside generational talents like Lionel Messi and the complex decisions that ultimately shaped the careers of football's biggest stars.